Bombaway. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the dragon sleeps tonight. No more sleeping! Hello, my fellow dragons and dragonesses. This is the Gaming Dragon, and we are a bunch of outcasts. It's time to change that. With the help of Volo, we found ourselves at this cozy little retreat, and we've met a very interesting person. Shirking your work to come pester me again. Even beneath a bleeding sky, you never change. Always a pleasure, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, Mistress Kagita. But I'm afraid I'm not here today to learn more of Hisui's myths and legends. No, mistress, thank you. Just Kagita. And this is? Why Dragon is the woman of the hour. She's the one who quelled the frenzy of all the Pokémon nobles, believe it or not. Ah, the poor wretch you spoke of. Lost in time and space. Dear me, lost one. It seems I'll be able to fulfill my duty at long last, thanks to you. Lost one? Indeed, I am to guide you, lost one, for the task of preventing great disaster falls to you. The rift in space-time must be mended, lest time and space themselves be thrown out of balance. But come, you may enter my dear hideaway. There's much to be told. I really hope I said her name right. I don't know any other way to say that other than Kagita, but I hope I'm saying that right. The space-time rift is said to be a portal to innumerable other dimensions. In one such realm, far and farther still from ours, dwells almighty Sinnoh. The Diamond Clans. The expanse of antiquity to eternity, and the expanse to all sides, above and below. Time traces the path we tread from here and now into the future, while space yawns all-encompassingly, surrounding us in every direction. You see, don't you? The two together, time and space, comprise all creation, the universe. How can one claim that either is greater than the other, as those two clans do? You can't really. Perhaps the truth is clearer to a wanderer such as you, one who has known other ages. Now listen, lost one. Here is what you must do. Hisui holds 3 lakes of great importance: Lake Verity, Lake Valor, and Lake Acuity. At each dwells a Pokémon said to embody one aspect of the mind. Complete the trials each will set you, and bear their gifts to the shrouded ruins. There you may receive the red chain. With it, perhaps you can bind the world together. Bind the world, you say? You mean it won't close the rift? Kindly spare me your doubts, young man. I know the old words, and what they bid us do. How true isn't mine to know. And regardless of their truth, I am bound to pass them on. How callous of my ancestors to leave their legends to their children without a thought for the hardships it would cause them. But here we are. You know your duty, and you'll do it, won't you? Of course. There is nobility in knowing that it must be done and seeing to it. Hold on. Sorry, Kagita. My phone is ringing. It's God again. He's always messaging me. We're buddy-buddy, you know, that kind of stuff.
Miss Kagita's got a lovely workbench here. And if you need materials, I'd be glad to help you. I'm always happy to do business with you.
You've never done business here with me before. But...
No need to worry about that. If you don't draw too much attention, I imagine you could steal a bit of shut-eye at one of the base camps.
What was that cry? Have we now a lost Pokémon as well as a lost child? Do see to it, please.
How could I refuse you, ma'am? Off we go, dragon.
That sounded like an Abra. But also, I should point out that you may have noticed that we don't just have one Cynthia, we now have two! Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure if these two are supposed to hook up or what. But apparently, Cynthia is the only person in Hisui that has two ancestors! And I'm not sure, like, I don't know. I can't. I'm out. Peace. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to think about genetics and timeline and Abra. I want to think about Abra.
Hello, it's an Abra. Where did you teleport from, little fellow? It's got a letter addressed to you, dragon.
We know this Abra. You take a closer look at the letter. To Dragon. You may use my Pokemon as a go-between to access the pastures in Jubilife Village. I've also ensured that you'll be able to utilize our base camps without issue. I have every confidence in your ability as an adept Survey Corps member to bring this bizarre situation under control promptly. Sincerely, Silene. Survey Corps Captain, Galaxy Expedition Team.
Good tidings from the letter, then?
That's right.
Now then. So we're to visit 3 lakes. It doesn't sound like an easy task, that's for sure. But sure, it doesn't sound like an easy task, that's for sure. It sure would be wonderful to have a kind soul who might help us out.
Quite the opportunist, aren't you, Volo? Such a consummate? Consummate. I'm gonna feel stupid if that's an actual word that I've said a billion times before and I'm just saying it wrong like a dumbass.
I've managed to reassure my people for now. The wardens are keeping a close eye on their nobles too. Seems all quiet for the moment. And so, here we are. But still, we'll never get away with openly aiding you.
If we were to undermine the commander's direct orders, relations would grow stained.
Long story short, we want to help, but without drawing attention, it'll just be one of us. Me or her, it's up to you, though the answer should be obvious.
I'm gonna let you know right now. The decision you make here doesn't really matter all that much. The only thing that matters in this decision is I was gonna say one of two things, but really just 2 things. 1, who you want to see by your side during your travels around for the 3 lakes, mostly. And finally, if you were to choose what legendary from Diamond version or Pearl version of Pokemon you would like to see in a red Pokeball. a red Pokeball that isn't a Pokeball, to say the least. Other than that, that's literally all that matters upon this decision. It all depends strictly on who you like more. Irida or Adaman? I like them both. But personally, Adaman, can you give me a hug?
Obviously you'll choose me, right? Who gave you the Celestica flute in the first place? That's right, this strapping young man.
You are so fucking full of yourself. Yeah, I'll choose you.
Thought so. You can count on me. So then, the leftover leader will...
Leftover? I'm not someone's scraps. I'll keep watch on the commander. I imagine I'll hear something useful from him.
Of course, of course. And the lucky chosen one comes with us to the lakes. We'll fill you in on the details as we go.
Well, the first task will be to decide which of Hisui's region's 3 lakes to visit first.
Right. We better get a move on. No time to waste. I'll meet you wherever you decide to go. We'll be in hot water if we're seen traveling together.
I'm counting on you to handle this, Adaman. Don't cause Dragon more trouble. Am I the only one who wants to see these two kiss? I'm sorry, that was random. But seriously, these two are like long-crossed lovers. Like, seriously. Can you two just, like, admit that you two are meant for each other and just shut up and get it over with? Am I stupid? Am I an idiot? Do I not understand how relationships work? Nah, I don't understand how relationships work. She's got some pretty flowers here, though. Some very beautiful flowers, actually. And there's corn and stuff. Let me go ahead and double check my inventory. I have nothing in it because obviously I have nothing in it. I'm a god. And for the first time ever in literal history, Volo will actually sell you stuff. Yeah, bet you didn't expect Volo to actually be useful for once in his godforsaken life, but he is! Volo will actually sell you stuff and you can actually sell him stuff. Whatever you have unlocked with the merchant side quest that I've been doing, well, if you've been playing along, have been doing, then Volo will be selling the same exact stuff. There are 2 more quests to do with him, and I haven't done either because honestly, I frankly wasn't actually expecting this to happen as soon as it did because I've only played and beaten this game once. So I wasn't exactly expecting me to get thrown into the Red Sky segment this soon. I was expecting it to be like the very, like after, like we would go talk to Commando, then we would get like a moment to walk around Jubilife, and then it would be over. But that didn't go as planned. So unfortunately, I don't have more stuff. I was actually planning on doing an episode dedicated to more missions, or I guess more subquests before we went out to do this whole thingamajigger. So yeah. I don't got much else to say. Oh, hey, the Pearl Clan is here. A Diamond member. Oh, he takes the place of the professor. That's funny. Now, I'm actually going to, not take my time, but I am actually going to just ride my way to the lakes. Just strictly because I might get lucky and find a shiny Pokemon, or, you know, and I can collect more materials along the way because now we have the ability to craft some of the most expensive stuff. And sure, 2 iron chunks don't seem that expensive, but when you're crafting like 40 to 50 balls at once for 2 different types of balls that require literally 2 chunks per 1 ball, yeah, it becomes expensive fast. And here we are. I like how the water looks green. Like, not the water, but you know, but you see what I'm talking about. The little sprinkle of water around us. How it looks green. I like that. It's really pretty. I wish it stayed looking like this forever. And I'm gonna be honest, I wish there was an option for you to be able to have this overworld music playing at any time. Like how you could possibly change how a boss's music sounds in a game or something. I would just like to be able to have this overworld music playing just normally. It's peaceful, it's calming in a way. It's just really nice.
They say this lake actually used to be a volcano. When it erupted, leaving a huge crater that filled leaving a huge crater that filled with water. So Lake Verity was born. That is not a good way of saying that sentence. I think how he meant to say that was, when it erupted, it left a huge crater that filled with water. I think that makes a lot more sense. It is protected by a Pokémon called Mesprit. It was when Mesprit took flight that people first learned the joys and sorrows of living. Or, that's how the old tales go anyways.
Hold on. God is texting me, and he's telling me that apparently these rocks are really, really not happy at looking at memes, and that they tend to explode when looking at them. You guys don't know what memes are, but trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So, look at this photograph! See? Told you. He hated to look at this photograph meme.
That cave! It just appeared from nowhere!
No, it didn't. I showed it a photograph and it didn't like it.
Is that the arc phone the professor was going on about? Let's do this, dragon. Mistress
Kagita. I have to pause every now and then to remember how I've pronounced the name.
Mistress Kagita seems quite intent that you would have to prove yourself to all three of the Pokemon that guard these lakes. This challenge was never meant for the faint of heart.
Not meant for the faint of heart? He is right. The Pokemon that are guarding these caves, that are guarding these lakes, are not the emotion Pokemon. The emotion Pokemon? Is that what they're called? Mesprit, Azelf, and Uixie? They're what are they called? Not the emotion Pokemon. I forgot what they were called. Anyways, they're not the ones guarding these lakes. They are, but also they're not. Because inside these caves, there's something about this place I can't quite put into words. A menacing Pokemon stands before you.
Trounce that thing, dragon! Prove to the Pokemon of the lake how strong you are!
Yes, sir, Adaman. In all three lakes, there is a powerful alpha Pokemon that wishes to challenge you. In Lake Verity... Goo! We have a Goodra. I didn't want to send out Windows XP! It's fine. You know what? It's fine. Goodra, or should I say Hisuian Goodra, is Dragon Steel, not just pure Dragon. A type that I'm pretty sure used to be just strictly to Dialga, I think. I don't think there was another Dragon Steel type. I think Dialga was the only one. I'm pretty sure. I can't think of another Dragon Steel type. Not off the top of my head. Alright, I could... Oh my god, I'm actually low leveled for this. Oh, whoops. Wild Might. All the Pokemon stats are boosted. Ah, yeah, that's because it's an alpha. That's right. Is there anything I can do to go twice? No. It is Dragon type, but it is also Steel, so that means it's got some resistances in a lot of different places. I'm gonna use Ice Fang in the hope that A, I don't kill it, which I know I won't, and B, that I might actually be able to put Frostbite on it. Hey! Let's go! If I can catch this Goodra, I want to catch it. Alright, we avoided the attack. Let's go. Ah! Oh shit. Ow, that hurt. Alright, alright, alright. Hang in there, Windows. Alright, it avoided the attack. Nice. Frostbite was healed. That is no longer obscure. That's just as nice. Its offensive stats have returned to normal. Just as nice. Alright. Let's try our luck. Hey! First try! Let's go! Caught ourselves a Goodra. I don't have Goodra in the Pokedex yet, so that's another Pokemon in the Dex. But now... That's the way, Dragon. I can tell by watching you. I can tell by watching that you and the Pokemon you've caught in those little balls truly understand one another. Now let's see about the Pokemon of the lake. You feel a mysterious presence. Mesprit, the being of emotion.
Your emotions, share them with me.
They're yours.
So it speaks from its mind straight to yours. That makes sense for a Pokemon that embodies an aspect of the mind, I guess.
When you fell to this land, what stirred in your heart?
Panic.
How did it feel to bond with Pokemon and work together?
Exciting.
What did you feel when you mingled with Hisui's clans?
It's a wide world.
What did you feel when cast out of the Galaxy team?
I felt bitter.
Take this piece of the spirit to bind the world once more.
We got an email! That is not a plume! It looks like a letter! Proof that you have completed the trial set by Mesprit. The being of emotion at Lake Verde.
And just like that.
I can't even imagine what that must feel like, having a Pokemon talk to you without words. Well, the world's full of mysteries, I guess. I can hardly even be surprised at things like these after seeing the sky itself so wrapped.
So warped. I think that was warped. Sorry, my bad.
Now, we've 2 lakes left to visit. Looks like that worked out well, Dragon. Gotta admit, you sure know plenty about Hisui, Volo. That's right. You could say it's because I'm a merchant, but mostly, I'm just naturally filled with curiosity. I want to know exactly what happened in the past that led us to this particular present. Or, more accurately, I suppose, I want to know where I came from, and where I'm headed. I want to know my path, so to speak. I think we'd all like some answer on that. I don't properly know how we came to worship Almighty Sinnoh in the first place. I've even got some questions about its true nature. Weighty matters to ponder, for sure. But we have an important task before us. Do you want to return to Miss Kagita's home?
Let's go back.
Perfect! I'd like to see what she thinks of our progress.
Note to self, you have to return back to the retreat before you go to another lake.
Ah, Mesprit's bloom. So the legends told it true. When the red chain, then the red chain must be real as well.
I guess. But this all makes no sense to me. These Pokémon represent our minds, and they'll give us this thing, and it'll let us bind the world to solve all this mess? But how? Why?
Your doubts suggest a keen intellect. I see you're not the clan's leader for nothing. Without the mind, there's a rift to where the rift to widen, and the world,
Then I can read. Hold on. I'm gonna retake that.
Without the mind, were the rift to widen, and the very world to end, would we even know it? One might even say the world, time, space, all creation exists only because our minds are there to perceive it. Perhaps the red chain's purpose is to let one see creation as it truly is.
I get it even less now.
Such are myths, my child, teaching us about the world in their own incomprehensible ways. They urge us to think more for ourselves, on the nature of Almighty Sinnoh, and on the nature of the world in which we dwell.
You're absolutely right. Myths and legends are such fascinating things to study. In any case, all we have to do is complete 2 more trials, and then we'll get the red chain.
How nonchalant you sound. How confident of success, to which you contribute nothing. You tag along only for the chance to gawk at more ancient ruins.
She calls him out. Like you're a son of a bitch, Volo, and you know it. It's an antique set. Well, I'm glad I took the time to look at that. I'm gonna make some more Pokeballs. Right, Gigaton Balls. Those exist now. Alright. Well, I feel like I'll probably be cutting this episode a little short, but it will be taking us a little while to be able to get to the other 2 lakes, and then complete those trials as well. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode off here. So, next time on Pokemon Legends Arceus, we're gonna go ahead and complete the other 2 trials, and meet with the other 2 Pokemon, the other 2 beings of emotion, of mind, psychic, we're gonna go meet with Azelf and Uixie, wherever they may be. In the lakes. They're in the lakes. I'll see you guys next time. Stay cool in your caves and don't get banished from your tribes, because if you do, you'll be stuck in this place. With a weirdo merchant that doesn't sell you shit until after you desperately need it, and whatever way you would describe Adaman. I'll see you guys then.